Welcome, everyone, to Goffstown High School for a softball matchup between the St. Thomas Saints and the Goffstown Grizzlies. I'm here with Bill Ruel. My name is Scott Grosso. Welcome, Bill.
Oh, good to see you, Scott. Oops, strike one. What a day. Let's keep the rain off.
Yeah, it was raining pretty good before. We got a little bit of a break here. So up at the plate is Maddie Praderis. She's the shortstop for St. Thomas. And let's go through some defensive positioning. So on the mound, or there's no mound, in the circle is Olivia Baldiga. And at first base is Kaylee Molan. Second base is Tegan Coyle. Shortstop is Justine Watterson. Third base today is Shannon Gifford. Behind the plate is Olivia Brennan. That's in there for a strike. In left field, we have Sayer Savella. Right field is Emily Peterson. And playing center field is Carol Endry. And that's inside for a ball. That's a 1-2 count to Maddie Praderis. I tell you, it was raining pretty good. And then all of a sudden, like, Butch Gifford brings the sunshine. And that's a 2-2 count. And that's what his wife says, too. You know, Butch just brings sunshine. And he did today. 2-2 count. So, Bill, Goffstown comes in sporting a 4-1 record.
Yes,
and that's in there for a strikeout
nice
for
pitch.
Baldiga. Real nice pitch.
Right on the knees.
So they come in with a 4-1 record. Last week, they posted a pretty big win. Speaking of Baldiga, she had a 2-hit shutout 14-0 against Bow. And then they fell to, I believe that was Plymouth on a 3-1 score. And Morgan Atwell, the first baseman, she takes first call strike. So they're going to face a pretty tough pitcher, Bill, in Abby Bass. And that's another strike. She's pitching strikes right out of the gate here. And that's what, you know, last time we saw her here in Goffstown, she struggled in those first couple innings, and then she really came on strong. And now it looks like Baldiga is really impressive. And that's hit a slow roller to Tegan Coyle, and she throws over to Molan to record the second out of the inning. And this is kind of a tough day to pitch, too. I mean, the ball's going to be a little bit wet.
Yeah, you got to keep that ball dry.
Yeah.
If I was, I'd be drying it off on my pants or somewhere just to keep it, because you don't want to lose the grip on it.
Yeah. So here comes the pitcher, Abby Bass, and she fouls one onto the roof of Goffstown High School, and it is coming hopefully off the roof. Don't know. Tell you, Bass took a pretty big swing here. You got to be careful with her.
Well, she's way up in the box.
She's way up in the box. She's got a real wide stance, too. And that's hit to the shortstop. Watterson throws it. Error on Watterson.
Yeah. Again, maybe a ball that was a little damp. You never know.
So she takes Molan off the bag, and that's an error on the shortstop. And in steps Jillian Cortez, the third baseman.
Another girl way up in the box.
That pitch is high. And Bass had a pretty good lead on that release. That's an uncharacteristic error for Watterson. So far, the games that we've seen of her, she's been pretty steady. That's another one fouled off the rooftop.
Outfield's pretty deep. Right field's real deep.
And this is where you worry when the ball can skip off the wet grass in the outfield. You got to be really careful if you're an outfielder. I really like that pitch.
Yeah.
You know, she kept that nice and low. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs to number 14, Cortez. And I think that's the strength of Baldiga, is that when she can get her spots, and she's doing that so far in this first.
Got her.
And that's a beautiful strikeout by Baldiga.
Yep.
What a great job. And she's coming off smiling, and she should smile. What a great job.
No runs, no hits, 1 left on base.
That's her strength, I think, is, she doesn't come after you with, like, super powerful, fastball. but she's as good as it gets in terms of spotting the ball, Bill, in terms of inside, outside, up, down, and then changing the speeds a little bit.
Yeah, although I think her speed is better.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Than it was last year. I think she's a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that helps with her quickness.
She's only a sophomore. We keep forgetting about that.
Mm-hmm.
And but you are right. I think as the years go by, you get stronger. But I think the key to pitching is really keeping the batter off balance. And I think she did a great job of doing that in the first inning. So now Goffstown, quite candidly, has not done well against pitchers with some pretty good velocity. And Bass is about as good as it gets in Division II.
I agree.
So I recall she came in here, I think it was last year, and Goffstown really struggled to get runs on the board against her.
Maybe we play a little small ball and see what happens today.
Yeah, and that's funny that you say that, because I think that there's a lot of speed on this team. They just need to take advantage of it for Goffstown. But I'd say there's about 6 or 7 girls in this team that can run.
Plus, I think the infield probably would be slow. It's a little wet.
Yep. But, you got to see, like, any pitcher, let's see how they come out. If they're pitching strikes, it's one thing. But, if Bass comes in and she's throwing some balls, different story. Yeah, she's got pretty good velocity.
Is she the girl 2 years ago?
Was it 2 years
that
ago?
Struck out like 11 or 12.
Maybe it was 2 years ago. I remember she came in here and she was lights out. It was 2 years ago. Yep. I'm not sure if the catcher's throw over to second was indicative of what her abilities are, but there might be an opportunity to run here if that's the case. So in steps Lendry, and she'll lead off. She takes the first pitch ball. And that's in there. This umpire is calling the low strike,
yep.
And but something that's consistent, and that those are strikes. They're at the knees, and you gotta be aware of that. And she hits it to the dugout area of St. Thomas. Now she's in a hole here, 1-2 count. This is where Bass kind of wants it. She's got to protect that plate.
Bounced it in.
Yeah. See, in these situations, you got a pitcher who's throwing a little heat. You step a little back in the box a little bit, 2-2 count to Lendry. And looks like the infield's playing a little bit in for St. Thomas. That's another one in the dirt. That takes it to a full count. Job of Kara Lendry as a leadoff hitter is to get on base any way you can.
I looked at the last couple games. She's getting on more, getting a few more hits for us, which is important. Yep.
And she takes a whiff at that one, and she gets struck out by Abby Bass for the first out of the inning. In steps Tegan Coyle, the second baseman. She had, 2 home runs against Bow?
I think she was like 3 for 5.
The pitch is high. Yeah, she also struggled in the first few games. Wasn't making a whole lot of contact, and since has rebounded. But this is a new type of pitcher. A lot of times they were getting slower pitching, and that's low for a 2-0 count.
This girl doesn't waste time. She gets the ball and throws. I like that, especially in today where you never know about the weather. Nice cut.
Yeah, that's a good sign. I think the key to Goffstown is they really got to get these bats going against get a good lead against the St. Thomas team. A little late on that one. I noticed that Tegan I think she's shortened up her stance a little bit.
Yep.
At first couple of games, remember, it's really wide, and I think she's kind of tightened that up. So it's a 2-2 count. And she swings through that one for another strikeout for Bass, and in steps number 2, Shannon Gifford.
Shannon had 2 triples up against Bo. It'd be nice to get a good piece of the ball now.
She's got a real wide open stance right there. Low and inside for ball 1. On deck is Watterson.
Again, I don't know if I'd give her too much to hit.
I would agree. Ooh, wow.
Man.
That was a cut.
She hit that one, it would be down in Pinardville.
Well, that's another thing, too. When you live by the fastball, sometimes you die by the fastball. Someone like Gifford gets a hold of it. Doesn't take much for it to fly out of the park. So 1-1 count with 2 outs. And that's hit up the middle for a base hit.
Nice hit.
Now let's see if they decide to run on her, because I saw in warm-ups the catcher didn't have I'm not sure she had a great throw over there, but I don't know if with Watterson at the plate if they're going to take a chance running her, but
second baseman's all awful far away from the bag.
I would, and that's what I'm saying. I think when you're that far away, why not run? You have to run to second base and then show the glove for the. I don't know. That's in their first strike, unless the shortstop is covering in this situation.
No, the shortstop was going to second.
No, I know that, but you think the shortstop's covering for the throw?
Might be.
That's low. 1-1.
Both of them are going.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's wise to. I'd run. See, I'm just telling you. I think.
Yep.
I agree with you.
I just haven't seen a whole lot there that's telling me that the throw's going to get there.
Plus,
and that's going to be accurate.
I watched the second baseman too.
Yeah.
She's a little weak with the glove.
1-2 count. I'm just saying you got to manufacture runs here, so. And that's fouled off. A lot of late swings here for both teams. And that's a 1-2 count. We got somebody not following the no dogs policy in the outfield area. We got a 1-2 count to Watterson.
Sender.
Is it inside or outside? It's inside the park. Okay.
Another one fouled off, and she was off on that one.
We need a bigger net.
I happen to agree with you that we have Brad Parkhurst saying that we need another larger size net. I would totally agree. And that's another one fouled off. She's got to get a little quicker on that, but she's making good. At least she's hitting the ball. 1-2 count. I'd send Gifford again.
Sure. You send her and she gets a hit. She's at least a third.
She's going to third at least, right? And maybe she scores if it goes like even remotely to the deep part of the outfield. She's going to run.
Oh.
See? You see what I'm saying? This there.
Boy.
Halfway there.
Yeah. 2-2 count with 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Bass is asking for a new ball. low for now. She's definitely going with a 3-2 count. No, that was a good call. That was a little bit lower than what it should be. Good eye. He's calling them pretty consistent.
Oh. Well.
So in steps number 4, the catcher, Brennan.
Catcher, number 4, Liv Brannon. All right.
So we have runners at first and second with 2 outs. A base hit by Gifford and a walk by Watterson. And that's in there for a strike. Hopefully the weather will hold off. That's outside.
Look at the shortstop. The shortstop's coming in behind the mound.
Yeah.
The catcher must have a sore arm or something.
Something is, yeah, because she's throwing the ball like right over the pitcher's head at both times.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an intentional play. I don't know. That's in there for a strike 2. You gotta. That was a little bit off on that. She took a little bit off that one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Goffstown has runners at first and second. Mullen is on deck. And she goes after a high one and strikes out. So Abby Bass strikes out the side. No runs.
1 hit.
1 hit.
2 left on base.
And we head to the top of the second. So this week, Goffstown, we're playing St. Thomas. Then there's another game, on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
And then on Friday.
They're away the other 2 games.
Yeah. There's a lot of, it's strange because there aren't too many, it seems like there's a disproportionate amount of away games this season. It just seems that way. And there's not that many Friday afternoon games here this year. There's only been like 1 or 2. So not good for concessions, that's for sure.
Five, 6, and 7 for St. Thomas.
Yeah, so leading off will be Kat Tor, second baseman. I tell you, Brennan didn't get a whole lot on that throw either.
No.
Leading off, number 1, playing second base, Cat Tor.
Lefty.
You don't see too many lefties.
The center fielder hasn't
Yeah.
even moved. Same spot.
She goes after a high one. Infield for Goffstown's playing about normal depth. Mullen is even at the bag at first, and Gifford is a couple of steps in at third. Took a little off that one for a ball. Evens the count at 1-1. Got the left fielder playing in, and that's a good pitch by Baldiga. Yeah, so we got
Yes, Sarvella's
Sarvella's in left field. She's probably about 3 or 4 steps in. Lendry is also playing a little in. And that's a 2-2 count. And Peterson's normal depth. think she might be swinging late here, so this ball might be coming to Gifford or Watterson. And that's a strike. That's a great pitch.
Yep.
Took a little off that one
Low
again.
and away.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Baldiga's got 3 strikeouts.
All bat on the shoulder. Too.
Yeah. So Kiki Raganese, the catcher, number 7, steps in with 1 out. And she fouls off that first pitch.
Doesn't work like after you get by the first 4 batters. They're strong hitters.
Man, you could smell something. That's like smell-o-vision up here now, right? Man, what is that? Yeah, you can put the vent hood on. That's in the dirt. 1-1 count. There's something going on, seriously. But you might want to check on that.
I don't know if I'd be this deep in left field for this girl.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's high for a 2-1 count.
No.
And she lost. She's losing a little bit. 3-1 count.
Good thing we don't have an enclosed booth.
That's a high fly ball to Sarvella. And she drops it. And unforced error there. So that's an error on Cervella. You got to put, you got to cover up that ball.
So what I'm saying is center fielder takes all balls.
Yeah.
Center fielder probably should have called her off.
Yeah, that was her ball all the way, though, Bill. It really was. I mean, it was to her glove side. That's an error.
7.
So 2 errors for Goffstown in the game. One, that's you got to play clean ball. And so far, you know, if you're a pitcher, you know, it's tough enough to get outs as it is. You want to minimize the errors as best you can. So 16, Olivia Faulkner. She's a designated player.
Now running, courtesy runner, number 6, Megan Scourin.
So we got a courtesy runner
For the catcher.
for the catcher, Raganisi, and that's Megan Scourin. And number 16 is the plate, Faulkner. Yeah, there was 1 out. There was 1 out, Brad. And that's a strike.
Don't make me come over there. Thank you.
And she took a swing at that one. Baldiga got bailed out on that pitch. So it's 2 strikes now. That's 2 strikes.
Got her.
Nope. Outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. You should put the ball right over the plate here. I don't think. Oh, way to hang in there by Faulkner. It's hard to breathe up here with the. I don't know what's going on down there in the kitchen.
Piping it up here.
Woo.
Got her.
That's inside. 2-2 count. Baldiga wanted that one, so did we, but Blue had nothing to do with that one. 2-2 count. Nice stop by
Good block.
by Brennan, and that stretches it to a full count.
Got to get this girl.
Yeah, so Baldiga started off strong, throwing strikes, and now she's struggling a tad bit here in the second. Didn't get help on that error in left field. Here comes the payoff pitch.
Got her.
And she hits the ball to third. Gifford throws it to second, and no turn on the on the double
so
play.
It's
So a force out.
fielder's choice.
Yep.
So
And a nice job by Coyle. Get over there, cover second. Good throw by Gifford. Always want to get that lead runner. So in steps number 5, Brianna Gasper, the right fielder. We got a runner at first in Faulkner. And Gasper fouls one off the backstop.
The lower part of their lineup doesn't look like.
Yeah, I
really
would agree. Nice pitch, but Blue didn't think so. It must have been inside. 1-1 count with 2 outs. Yeah, hers is that so we got a 1-2 count to Gasper, and again she's got that kind of doesn't seem that she's relaxed up there. You know what I'm saying?
No. Again, I think you get by the first couple.
Yeah,
in the
you
order.
get the first 3 are they going to be the bread and butter of the lineup here. That hurt. Yeah. That was a good job by Brennan. Gives the umpire a little bit of time on that one to shrug that one off. He's taken, what, 2 or 3 nicks so far?
I don't see this girl at first base running.
I don't either. 1-2 count with 2 outs. Top of the second.
Got her.
And that'll do it. Strike 3 to end the inning. So Baldiga with her 4th strikeout of the game. Goffstown heads into the bottom of the second inning, scoreless.
Big house for one person. My wife died almost 11 years ago. Now she was suffering. Everybody wanted to see some salad. What's really? One was enough. I'll smile. Yeah, it looks like, Bill, if they're going to go as far as their pitcher, because I don't see a lot of strong hitters on the team.
After the top part of their order, they're weak. But you got to get by 1, 2, and 3.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We all might want to shorten up our swing a little bit. Just get the bat on the ball. That's me. I'll be like, coach.
Got some French fries, Bill.
I just watched the way that the second time throwing down the second base.
Who's this?
I tested him out.
I know.
Mullins up.
So in steps Kaylee Mullen, number 10.
Get ready to hit.
She fouls it off. So Bass has 3 strikeouts in that first inning. Mullen looks that one right past her. You got to swing at those. Now you're at an 0-2 count.
You know she's been around the plate, so you got to get the bat off the shoulder.
Well, especially with her, you're gonna have to be swinging. That's
So it looks like when she gets ahead like that, she takes something off the ball. It's coming back a hard one right now. Yep.
That's in there. Another strikeout for Bass. That's her 4th. And in comes Saya Sorvella, number 16, the left fielder. And again, I think the key here is you got to jump on her quick, She's right around the plate, so, if you're going to swing through it, that's one thing, but you just can't wait. And that's another ball, 2-0 count to Sarvella. On deck is number 17, Peterson. Inside, that one looked good, but didn't get the call. So 3-0 count to Sarvella. I give her the green light here.
All right.
Three-one count to Sarvella. That's in there for a strike. 3-2. That's the whole thing. You cannot. You gotta take a look to swing this thing. I mean, she's going to be around the plate, and when she's not around the plate, it's usually she's far away from the plate.
Here comes a heater.
And heads up.
I don't think we've hit a ball to the left side.
Nope. Everything has been late. Except for Gifford's single up the middle.
Get ready.
Sarvella draws a walk. Now, I know she's got good speed. So she could have, but she didn't even think about it.
Bunt this girl.
What? I don't know. He said dead ball? I don't think so. So Peterson steps in, and I'm telling you right off the bat, I wouldn't even bother bunting her. Just steal second first, or show the bunt so you distract the catcher in terms of making her line of vision.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what
I was talking to the junior high coach
the
other day, and she just raved about Emily. She's
Yeah.
a good player, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And I'm happy to see her getting some playing time here with us. She's only a freshman.
Yeah. Not too many freshmen make varsity, that's for sure. That says something. That's a good bunt.
Good.
That's going to be overthrow.
Come on,
Go. She can go all the way.
Keep coming.
She should go all the way, and she's going to be going home. Here comes the play at the plate. She's safe. Overthrow, and here comes Peterson to score. So 2 runs.
So we got 2 errors.
So a great bunt. It just died right in front of the plate. Forced a throw, overthrow to first.
E2. That's a way to steal some runs. All right. And then we've got her coming in with an E9.
See, good thing you have your PhD in softball scoring, because I wouldn't know how to even do the book on that one.
I know. I'd say you got
No RBI.
No RBIs.
no hit, an error,
2 errors.
two errors, yes, 2 throwing errors.
See,
So Baldiga,
that's really big. 2 runs could mean a lot.
I know.
This girl here looks like the catcher's all broke up about something. Look at her.
Yeah, because she overthrew it. But we've been talking about that, from the beginning of the game to test the catcher's arm.
And you know, that bunt was only like 5 feet out in front.
Not
of
even.
the plate.
Bill, you're being generous.
Well,
It barely hit. It barely
hit
went
the box, right?
It barely went by the box. Yep. So,
But again, we're talking about a slow infield too.
but the other thing that I want to no, catch up, Bob. Come on. And you get Bob. A little salt. Okay.
Well, 2 runs, that could mean a lot today, I think.
So we were smelling the food downstairs, so I took the liberty of getting us some French fries. So if you eat, you got to just cover the microphone.
Maybe a bunt here too.
And Baldiga takes the ball. People don't know that the Rand stand, you don't have to be a softball fan if you want to get some good food. You can just come by here during softball games. It's got great hamburgers, hot dogs. Butch's favorite is the mozzarella sticks, all right? You like those mozzarella sticks? Chicken tenders, you like those? And, Bill, you were pushing for those jalapeno poppers, but that never seemed to go over. And Baldiga takes a strike. Thank you very much. You know, Bob Bartolucci, a lot of people say bad things about this guy. Look at this. This is great, man. Look at this. This is good food. And it's another strike.
2-2.
They say bad things about this guy, Bartolucci. He's not so bad.
Be nice to get her on base.
She strikes out, but she runs to first. And that ball, so Baldiga gets on.
So that's another error.
So speaking of this guy, Bob Bartolucci, great guy. But in terms of like handyman, oh my God, Bill, you should see this guy. You talk about two left thumbs. Woo. I saw he was trying to take care of a mailbox, right? He's trying to put a mailbox together and put it on. It took him like, I had to get involved, get like power tools, and it was just brutal. He ultimately was able to take the old mailbox off. He literally wrestled it to death after about 20 minutes. Yeah. And all he needed was like a if he would have used like a power tool, it would have been done in like 5 seconds. But he mutilated the thing. So Lendry, she takes strike one.
Okay, you got a runner at first. It must be Vermette.
Yep, Vermette is in for Baldiga. This is like an MIT engineered French fry in a way, Butch. And that's another strike, right? Perfectly scientifically engineered from the folks at MIT. And she's done on 3 pitches.
Okay. You got a lead. Send this girl at first.
Well, and not to mention that she's got such great speed. I don't understand why you don't send her. Although now the catcher seems like she's had a little kick in her step. She was kind of like tossing it over there. Now I think, but Danny Vermette has got really good speed.
I'll be testing around now. Get 2 runs.
That's a 1-1 count. To Coyle, she struck out in the first. Vermette's the runner at first base.
Now you got to go.
Now you want to send her 1-2 count.
Maybe she'll come with an off speed now too.
Fouled off, and she was going on that one.
Yep.
Well, at least you had it right on her going.
The sun is shining in Goffstown. The clouds to the west are breaking up, and that's a good sign. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that was a long swing. Very, very long swing. Okay, we'll take a little break. Goffstown leads 2-0 after 2.
Three errors.
I want to look like you someday.
Brad, you want some?
Oh,
Leah, right?
I'll try one.
You want
Yeah.
one?
I'll try one.
That's not stealing. It's your taking.
She can afford to have mom.
She's on a diet.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's always the people who don't need to be right. What'd you do to your ankle, kid?
It's been a mess for years. I just wear a brace.
Hold it.
Steve found that.
That's it. Arthritis. Once you get over 16, it's all downhill, kid.
What the hell is this? I'm at the game. Huh? In Goffstown. I'll be home a little after 6. Bye-bye. Again, she didn't pay attention. My wife. All right.
Leading off for St. Thomas.
Look at Steve Fountain. That guy, he'll do anything.
Fielder, number 4, Annabelle Kosakowski.
Hey, say nice job, Steve Fountain. Say, do it. Say it. Yeah. Yeah.
I studied.
Steve Fountain, the ultimate utility player.
Yeah. Talk, Bill. Annabelle Kosakowski, and she hits a pop-up to Gifford. That's a quick one out. And we lead off with Maddie Praderis. She struck out in the first.
Bat on the shoulder. This is the key. Get by these top 3 batters, I think.
Yeah, we got to hear you better, Bill.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm going to put it in my mouth.
Just don't eat it with a French fry. You'll be all set. Just don't put ketchup on the microphone. Nice pitch. Oh, come on. That one looked really good. A 2-0 count. That's okay. Ooh, and that one that was a makeup call because that was like low and inside. But who can tell? I know.
Oh, good
nice pitch by Baldiga. Yeah.
Took a little off it.
Yep. You know what I noticed about her too is that she has like these different like windups, and it's kind of hard. To determine what's coming. That is rocketed. That's going to go all the way to the fence. That's going to be an easy double. Sarvel's just got to get it into third, and she's got to hit the cutoffs. And I don't know why we're not hitting the cutoff.
2-base hit. So I don't think you're going to see these girls bunt because this is the meat of their order.
Right. That's why those runs in that bottom of the second really were important.
Especially that second one.
Bunt.
Go one.
That's a good play by Peterson not to throw the ball in. So on that error.
So that's E2.
Yep.
12, Abby Thatch.
So that cuts the lead in half for Goffstown. 2-1 now. And Bass takes a strike on the corner.
I don't think you want to give her too much good.
I would agree. I think she's the best hitter on the team from what I can see. Just her swing looks really good. She can jack one, and she just does. So that's off the fence. Got to get it in. She overthrows the cutoff.
Nice back up here.
Yep. She's got to work on hitting the cutoffs.
Double for Bass. So that puts runners at second and third. 1 down. 1 run in.
So Baldiga gives up 2 doubles.
She played that rather casual. She thought it was going out. So did
Yeah.
What do you think? Going to try to squeeze with this player?
No.
Strikeout first inning. Bat on the shoulder.
Yeah, maybe. But she's your cleanup hitter. Right? You're not going to squeeze your cleanup hitter, Bill. Right? The key here, what does Goffstown do defensively? They've got the first baseman and third baseman, and everybody else is playing normal depth, so they're only going to be able to go for 1. That's a pop-up behind us. That's a good sign if you're St. Thomas. She got way ahead of that one. So Butch Gifford wants to bunt as well. I'm like, come on, this girl, she's going to poke one. And that's a fly ball, unplayable, and that's now an 0-2. So Baldiga needs a strikeout here in a in the worst of ways to keep this game in check. Now, she's already struck out Cortez in the first inning. Let's see if she goes after her here.
Ooh.
Ooh. That was a little bit low, 1-2. Nice job by Brennan to stop that ball.
It's all right. It was worth wasting a bit. We can waste another one now.
And that is outside for a 2-2 count. You got to attack this batter.
Boy, we got a big hole in the infield up in the middle. Holy God.
Yeah, they're playing her to pull. Another one that's low.
Got to get this girl.
You got to take a deep breath if you're Baldiga and jump in there and attack.
Got her.
That is a fair ball. That's going to score 2, and they're going to take a lead here. It's another double, so 3 doubles by St. Thomas. And that one went right over the bag. So they now take a 3-2 lead.
Number 1, Cat Thor. They're hitting the ball now.
So the bats have woken up for St. Thomas here in the top of the 3rd inning, scoring 3 runs. And there's a bunt.
Nice bunt.
That's safe, I would think. Great bunt. They are executing really well. And in steps Raganisi. She got on in an error, yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder if there's another bunt situation here. It's really no harm to do it. Uncontested steal puts runners in scoring position at 2nd and 3rd for St. Thomas.
Now I think you might try a bunt.
Nope.
Nope.
And that's going to be, she didn't really even go after that one. That was weird.
Run at her.
And they take a 4-2 lead now on a single. I really didn't get a good feel for that one. I did. Bill, what was your angle on that one?
Nobody moved for the ball.
Yeah. And Coach Matt Fleming is heading out to the circle to talk to his players. That they've given up 4 runs here in the top of the 3rd. So clearly, St. Thomas, their bats woke up. And it wasn't like it was errors or things of that nature. We were talking 1, 2, 3, 4 doubles, single, great bunt. I mean, so it really hasn't been anything. They're just hitting. And a far cry from the first inning where they were kind of going down on strikes. So Goffstown needs an out here. They haven't really. They've been really struggling here on this one in terms of getting outs. So Olivia Faulkner, the designated player, and she hits it right to second base. This will be
tag her. She's out automatically.
See, on that one, do you throw the ball to second? I mean, she might have been able to turn 2 with the runner who was running.
Fielder's choice. She goes to first, and this is
so.
4.
Brianna Gasper, she struck out in the first inning with 2 outs, and she fouls one off. This is where Baldiga needs to bear down here. She's got to get out of this inning. There you go.
5 runs.
Thank you.
And that's it. So in the top of the 3rd inning, Goffstown gives up 5 runs And again, a little bit long faces here, except for Peterson's sprinting in. But this is an opportunity for Goffstown to show what they're made of. They got to come back and score here.
6 hits. Whew.
Yeah.
How many errors?
The ball was very low in the dirt, and Coyle couldn't pick it up. It was a tough play. I mean,
1 error. 1 left on base. Well, we got to start to hit the ball. This girl's going to be tough now. She's up 5-2. Not an enviable position to be in, I don't think.
They're swinging late, almost everything.
We don't really need a home run for Shannon. What we need to do is get on base. Some shit. Oh yeah, yeah.
Hanging off the drops down. Number 2, Shannon. Skip it.
So Bass in the circle for St. Thomas. She now has a 5-2 lead on that big 5-run outburst by St. Thomas in the top of the third. Now Shannon Gifford, who has the only hit for Goffstown, a single up the middle in the first inning. She leads off. And she hits a high one foul on the upper deck of the roof. Gonna have to budget for some more softballs after this game. Way ahead of that one. So she was late on the other one, ahead on this one. But I'll tell you something, Bass is not, she's not bashful in terms of going after Gifford, knowing that Gifford is arguably the best hitter on this team.
Outfield's deep. They just want to keep the ball in front of them, I think.
Yeah. Another roofer. That's going to be a double pull, Butch, I think. You're going to have to get up on 2. Yeah. You're going to have to. I have to get you a drone to get the balls back. 0-2 pitch. A little bit high. She took a little off that one. In the dirt, 2-2. That's high, foul ball. It's going to be playable. And she drops it, unfortunately. But a good play attempt made by number 14, Jillian Cortez. That thing was really rocketed high in the air, and she just couldn't hold on to it. It's right by the fence, but good attempt by Cortez nonetheless. Still a 2-2 count on Gifford. She's been getting her bat underneath the ball. Hasn't really been able to connect yet. And she crushes one at the shortstop, who puts – what a great play by the shortstop, who got behind that one. She rocketed that. But what an awesome play by Maddie Pederis. That was crushed. Yep. So great defense by St. Thomas there. And in steps Watterson, the shortstop. She walked her first at bat. I think he's just giving the shortstop a little bit of time. That was kind of textbook, though, shortstop, you know. I mean, a rocket shot, but she got, you know,
Kept it
she
right in
kept
front
the ball in front of her and then made a really great throw over to first. So that was arguably one of the plays of the game defensively, that's for sure. So Watterson steps to the plate. Once again, she walked in her first at bat. Goffstown trails 5-2. And that's right over there for a strike.
Just moved the right fielder more towards center.
And she lines out to the first baseman for the second out of the inning. So she got a good bat on that one, just right at the first baseman. And in steps number 4, the catcher, Brennan. She struck out at her first at bat. You are right, Bill. You mentioned it before. This is not really the type of pitcher that you want to spot, you know, a 3-run lead, you know.
No, she's got a lot of good command out there.
And again, most of the times we're hitting the ball, we're hitting it to the right side.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, early on in the game, there was a lot of errors. And now it looks like things are settling down, especially on the St. Thomas side. Their bats definitely came around. And Goffstown's bats so far, only one hit. That ball's low. Now, I will say, though, the last 2 shots between Gifford and Watterson, those were hit hard, but just right at the defenders.
Good eye.
3-1 count by Brennan. See, the key here is that, you know the ball is going to be over the plate. And Brennan's a good hitter. So just like this is your time, put a bat on the ball and drive it. Because she's going to attack her right here.
Watch how she dips at the knees when she gets ready.
And she draws a walk.
She makes a smaller target. That's
Yep.
what she's doing.
She doesn't do it because Emily mentioned it to her. She's like not aware.
So in steps Kaylee Mullen, first baseman. She struck out her first time up. And she just got to be a little more aggressive, I think, in terms of, first pitch swings. You can't go 0-2 on this kid. Bass is just too tough.
I still would be running.
Swing.
Yeah, you gotta swing the bat, I think, in this situation, because Bass is not someone. She's not really throwing a whole lot of garbage, but when she does throw the garbage, you can see it's coming, and you just lay off of it. But you gotta swing.
So here's where you see the changeup.
Yeah. Well, why just throw it over the plate again? I mean, you got to swing, and that's a good rip. But I think you got to do that on the first or second pitch with a player like this.
Yeah, she's zoned
she's
in.
not- yeah, exactly.
She's zoned right in. She's not going to, give you a pitch.
But you're just leaving yourself. And Mullen's a good hitter. You're just leaving yourself no room for
Right.
error. Good eye on Mullen there. 2-2.
2-1.
Oh.
Got to be ready to swing.
What's the count, by the way?
2-2.
Are you sure?
Yep.
It's a 2-2 count? Okay.
I'm right? I've been known to be wrong.
Again.
Mullen's got to protect here.
That wasn't me because I was off.
And she does. Whoa, right at the bystander on her cell phone.
Didn't make an attempt at it.
See, that swing there is a classic example for me, is that she's got the ability. She's got to be aggressive, But she got a quick bat. She's got to put herself in a good position.
Yep.
That's an off-speed pitch that gets her. So I think, that's the learning experience, from being on varsity is that, I think a player like Mullen and like a JV setting can kind of attack, stuff better. But in that particular situation, had she taken a different approach to her at-bat, it could have been a different result because definitely has the talent. You saw the bat speed there, Bill. I mean, when she did get around on it. But when you go into an 0-2 count, and that's what happened to her both at bats, it's really difficult to overcome that.
They just have to be aggressive at the plate.
Yeah.
This girl's not going to give you a pitch. She's there each time. The balls that she's throwing, they're not missing by much. We just have to limit them. We can't give them any more runs this next couple innings.
I agree.
And then we got to manufacture some runs too. Two wild throws. She popped out to third.
I mean, the fact that Brad can get Annabelle Kozakovsky's name right, that's impressive enough.
I think he's a linguist, really.
He is.
Looks like they moved the infield in a little
Yep.
bit.
Shortstop and third base are in. Coyle is playing actually about normal depth. That was a little bit inside. A 2-0 count to Kozakovsky. Nice pitch. Took a little off that one.
Another one.
Another good pitch.
I like this umpire. You can hear what he's calling.
A 2-2 count now. And Baldiga strikes out Kosakovsky. And that's the first out in the top of the fourth. In steps number 8, the leadoff hitter, Maddie Prederis. She struck out in the first, but she doubled in the second. I'm sorry, in the third inning. I apologize. That big run inning. And so I think now Baldiga's going back to pitching strikes, and she's taking a little off some of these pitches. And that's going to drop in there for a hit. But that's good. That's good base hitting. Hitting, because she just laid the bat out there, and let the rest do the work. So this is now the first baseman Atwell, and she reached on an error.
No, she doubled and then came home on an error.
Atwell did?
Yep.
She doubled too?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So they had 4 doubles in a row? Oh.
She showed bunt that time. Will she show bunt again?
Well, you got the lead, you can do whatever.
And they're running, and no one's even there. So Watterson was late to the game. Seriously, Bill, she was not even remotely close to covering that on that one. Great bunt. Takes it over to third. And now that's good. That's good play by St. Thomas. You know, like get a runner into scoring position. Now in a wild pitch, you can pick up another one. 2 outs now.
Sacrifice.
And now you got Bass. And she doubled her last at bat.
I would not give her anything good to
I
hit.
think in this situation, right, if you walk her, big deal. Got a little bit generous on that call. It was a little high and outside, but umpire calls it a strike. I think this is one of the better umpiring crews that we've had, though, so far this year. Very, very consistent. Super consistent. Yeah. And as Brad was saying, I really like how this umpire, how he calls the balls and strikes. There's no ambiguity in terms of what it is. Someone's phone is ringing.
Me.
It's Bill. I think it's Bill's wife, and it'll be Bill. Do me a favor.
No.
Can you get some eggs on your way home from Sully's or something? Why? Okay. So we've got an intentional walk to Abby Bass. Smart move, I think. And let's let Jillian Cortez. She doubled as well. And they're going to walk her too?
Okay.
You don't see this all that often. Although his logic in doing this is if the runner's going to go to second base anyway, so you might as well load him up.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And Kat Tor, the second baseman, who struck out and then bunted.
For a base hit.
Right. And she's saying, Coach, what do you want me to do? And he's saying, I don't know. What do you think? And she's saying, maybe I bunt again. Why not?
You got 2 outs.
Yeah, but it's not a bunt is not exactly a bad play. If
No.
you can get it like 10 feet up the line,
I would
you're forcing Baldiga to make a play on it.
I would move the infield in more.
Yeah.
He's a left-handed batter.
Base is loaded.
This is a pitcher and a batter right here. That's it.
So we got bases loaded on 2 intentional walks, 1-0 count. And that's in there for a strike, a 1-1 count. So let's see if this strategy by Coach Fleming works for Goffstown. The theory was, let's walk our 3rd and 4th batters and go to pitch to number 5. And that's another strike for a 1-2 count. And now Baldiga just painted the corner on 2 consecutive pitches. And now she looks to strike out Tor. And she does. So Coach Fleming makes a pretty unorthodox move in that situation, but the right move nonetheless. And Baldiga makes it all pay off. And with that, we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Goffstown trails 5-2.
Wow, that was a strategy that worked.
He gets a French fry for that one. I like that rule, though. No sense. You want to take the base. It makes the game go faster. You think we'll be more aggressive on the base path today? If we get on?
Got to first get on. So Sarvella's up. She walked the first time and scored. Got to start to get people on base quickly.
Yeah, that's the key. You got to. That's high. That evens the count at 1-1. Whoa. See, Sayah's job here is you got to get on base. You know, we got to get base runners. You can't score if you don't get on. She's got a real wide stance, too. And a really long swing. You know, that's the thing is you gotta shorten up your swings here.
Make contact.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make contact. That's the key thing.
You're taking really, really long swings. 3-2 count to Sorvella. But it's also your approach to your swing. You know, if your swing happens to be a long one, which a lot of Goffstown players have a long swing, like that one. I mean, it just takes too long to catch up to it. So your aim is to have a short, compact swing.
Peterson got on. She bunted, and then there was an error on the catcher on the throw. She did score a run.
Another long swing. Huh? Only one hit by Gifford. That's it. This is like deja vu from 2 years ago when Bass came in here and struck out like 14, I think. She offered. Mm-hmm. 0-2 count now to Peterson with Baldiga on deck. She fouls it off. Look for an off-speed pitch right here by Bass. She's perfectly set up for that. That's a ball for a 1-2 count. It's kind of nippy here in Goffstown now. It feels like it's like in the low 50s right about now. And she goes down swinging.
You know, I just looked at the scorebook from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
She struck out 17.
Okay, I knew it was a lot, yeah.
Because we went extra innings.
Yeah. And they won that game too, didn't they?
We won the game.
We won the game, okay.
1-0.
Says it's 48.
48 degrees here in lovely Goffstown. Clouds have thickened up again. Let's hope the rain holds off. And that's a ball. Although I think the weatherman said we could experience some more rain. I'll have to look at the Doppler radar here. Now we got a 1-2 count to Baldiga. That's high for a 2-2 count. Yeah, so it looks like we could see some more precipitation. There's a 45% chance of rain within the next hour, so got to get this game in. Way to hang in there by Baldiga. She fouls that one off, but again, I think it all goes to the approach of all these hitters. It's like you gotta, their swings are just way too long.
They do. They need to shorten up. Just get the bat on the ball.
It's more like,
Why not?
I remember from my coaching days. Ooh.
Smoked it right by her.
And that's it. So Baldiga goes down swinging, and St. Thomas hangs on to a 5-2 lead heading into the top of the 5th inning.
I was just telling my batter, you got to get the bat on the ball. Because 3 things happen. 1, you make an out. 2, you get a hit. Or 3, they commit an error. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
She's got 10 Ks.
It's like a golf swing.
2 years ago, when she was here 2 years ago, she had 17 because we went extra innings.
Gotta put the heat on.
I was at 4. But I looked at last year's schedule. I'm going to have a game early. Wrong. I like to go down there. I go usually once a year to the Universal and SeaWorld. Yeah, I go on a ride.
Awesome.
That's what people say. Do you go on a ride? Yeah. What do you go there for? They said, now you're a little old. And I'm going, how old? Only 74.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I do keep hearing stats.
Leading off with the Saints. Number 7, Kiki Raggedy.
So Reganese is up. She was out 5-4 and then 4 unassisted.
So she gets the bat on the ball.
Yep.
And she swings through that first pitch for a strike.
She's almost out of the box.
And that's to Watterson. And she throws
Oh,
it
my
in the
God.
dirt. So she's had a rough day. And that's one that, I think a first baseman could pick up, but that's in the dirt. So, and ordinarily Watterson is on.
That's his second error, right?
Second error of the game for Watterson.
All right.
Courtesy number 6, Megan Scaron, batting number 16, Olivia Faulkner.
Going to bunt, do you think?
Oh, yeah, why not?
Ooh.
But I guess not.
I don't think this girl might be a bunter.
So Raganisa's got on 2 errors. First one was an error from Cervella, and then a single, then another error. Coach Fleming always talks about play a clean game. And in this situation, not so clean. I mean, obviously, St. Thomas, give them credit. That's a nice hit right to Lendry, though.
First base.
She's going to double her up, and she
Yep.
does. So
this
second
girl's
baseman.
out F6, F8,
that's a great throw by Lendry, too. I mean,
and then she's out 8-3.
Now batting number 5, Anna Gasper.
good play by Lendry to double up. And that was also a base running error there. I mean, when
Coach.
the ball is hit to center field, you can see it. You know.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a different story, Bill. If you're on second base, you have to look behind you.
What's the coach doing?
Yeah.
That's my question. Oh,
That was one of Boldiga's better pitches in the last inning or two. She really had something on that one, and it moved. Another good pitch by Boldiga. Other than that third inning where it was just like she got shelled a bit. I mean, she's pitched a good game. Another good pitch.
she's pitched enough to keep us in the game.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But we haven't done much offensively.
Right. I agree. Well, think about this. If it wasn't for the errors on St. Thomas, they'd be goose-egged right now.
Yeah.
So a 1-2 count, and it looks like we got a little bit of drizzle. In the dirt. Goffstown team looks tight today. There's not a whole lot of smiling.
Not much talk.
There's no talking. And that's going to be a looper to Coyle, and she gets it. One thing I noticed is that this is where your leadership has to stand out here. I'm just going to watch the players here.
Start doing something, ladies. At the top of the order now. Landry struck out twice.
Yeah.
The key here is they got to get runners on base.
Looks like Bass is doing a little manicuring out there.
Yeah. On her landing zone.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little hockey while we're at it here. I mean, how about those Boston Bruins? Holy cow. I was sending us, Bob's up here in the booth, and I was sending him a text message at that seventh game, and I'm like, oh, my God, they're going to lose this thing. And then they came back and scored, 3 or 4 unanswered goals. I will tell you, though, this Tampa Bay team, you could see a noticeable difference between them and, say, the Toronto Maple Leafs in terms of their team speed is just they're fast. They're a lot better team, yeah. But that first line, they're crushing it.
Oh my God.
All right, Bergeron and
Gonna go as far as 2 can take 'em.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Landry, the leadoff hitter,
2 Ks.
she's the spark plug here. She's got to get something going. She's got 2 strikeouts in her first 2 at bats, and they haven't been really good at bats either. So this is where she needs to kind of step it up. And she crushes one and hits a car. Nope, almost. Whose car is that? It's not yours, Butch, is it?
Get the bat on the ball.
Now he moved the outfield.
Yeah.
Moved the right fielder. There goes the center fielder.
Yeah, but that was a really good. She got a bat on that one.
Watch it change it now.
Ooh. Took a little off that one. Now Landry's in an 0-2 hole. But they got to be more aggressive on first pitch swinging, and because Bass is throwing it right over there. So if you make contact, she fouls that one off.
Getting a piece of it. That's what counts.
Yep. Now this is a much better at bat for Landry, no matter what the outcome. She's attacking Bass a little bit more. Her bat speed just seems a bit quicker. She's making an adjustment here. And that's over her head for ball 1. This is the tough thing for Goffstown, too. So they played some of these pitchers who pitch kind of slow. And then you have a girl like Abby Bass who can blast it away. And Landry goes after a high one, and she strikes out for the third time. But that was a much better at-bat for her. Now, what did Tegan do in her first?
2 strikeouts.
2 strikeouts, too. So you got to figure that Goffstown's number 1 and 2 hitters now have gone down. All 5 at-bats strikeouts.
What's that? 1 and 2 bet hitters?
That was a great pitch by Bass. It was like knee level, outside part of the plate, almost impossible to hit it.
Good bunt. She's going to beat that out.
Yep.
Yep, nice bunt.
Come on, Giff.
So with one swing of the bat here, Gifford could shrink this thing to a one-run lead again. But again, let's see what they're going to do here.
They might walk her.
You know what?
Think they're going to do that? I would. I personally would, because I don't think they're going to.
Waterson's that a
With a 3-run lead, they're not going to.
well, maybe not give her anything good to hit.
Yeah. Now it's starting to come down a little bit more. We're getting a little drizzle.
Shorten up that swing a little, Shannon. Get the bat on the ball. Put it in play.
So Coyle gets on with a bunt single. And that's low and outside for a ball. Coyle with good speed on first.
He's always got that front foot out of the batter's box.
Good eye.
Yeah, I think the catcher was toying with us in those first couple of innings. I mean, I've been seeing her now. She's like firing up. She's firing them back to the pitcher.
Is Coyle getting his speed?
Ooh.
Ooh. Time to walk it off if you're the umpire.
Took another.
Yeah. Tough. He deserves a free water after this one from the Randstand. He got
Or an ice pack.
yeah. An icy. So a 2-1 count to Gifford with a runner at first base and Coyle. Goffstown trails 5-2 here in the bottom of the 5th.
All right.
Coyle was thinking about going on that one. If that ball got a little bit by the catcher, she was off. Now a 3-1 count. Interesting to see what they do here. Do they go after Gifford or not? Or do they say, hey, you know what, we're going to let Watterson beat us?
Full count.
Okay, a full count now to Gifford. Will Coyle go? That's the question. I say yes.
I say no.
Got to make something happen here.
No.
Nope, she didn't go. I say that only because Gifford doesn't really strike out a whole lot. So, 3-2 count with 1 out. Only the second hit by Goffstown. That's a bunt single. So Bass has really kept Goffstown in check all day long. And that's a walk drawn by Gifford. Coyle will go over to second base, and now Watterson has a chance with one poke here, and she can do it to even this game up and kind of redeem herself. She's had a tough day in the field today.
Get the ball in play, Justine.
Walked and popped up to the first
Yeah.
baseman.
Make up for your blunders.
So you got Coyle at second, Gifford at first. And that's a wild pitch, and the runners are going to advance.
Good.
So that takes a little bit of the pressure off. No force outs here on Watterson. Now what do? Do you see? You want to make some plays here. I mean, Watterson can certainly hit. There's no doubt about that. But do you bunt here
No. You need the
and,
runs.
and force action? What do you think?
No, I think you need the runs.
Make them play or go swing.
No.
Well, the play was a bunt, guys. So
Again, do you think?
Coach Fleming and I were thinking the same thing. It doesn't make it right, someone said. Well, Bob Bartolucci, when you're wearing that big G on your head, then you let me know, okay? But right now, the only G you're wearing.
So the third baseman's in. The first baseman's back.
Right, so you can put one down on the first base side, force Bass to throw it. Shows bunt.
Shortstop covering third.
It's starting to come down a little bit harder now. A 2-1 count with one out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Watterson at the plate. Shows bunt again. And she fouled that one off. And now it's a 2-2 count.
The bunt's off.
No bunting now. Watterson has, Bass has had a little bit of difficulty with control in this last inning. Wild pitch, and she's had a few that have been, that one right there, if Watterson doesn't bunt that one or tries to bunt it, I wonder if that wouldn't have been a ball.
You know she's going to get one hard now.
Yep. Now you're going to see a fastball coming right at her. And that's fouled. Good job by Watterson hanging in there, but late on it. And that's hard, I'm telling you, with a pitcher who can pitch like this in terms of her speed.
You know, I might play a little gamesmanship here. Get in, then call timeout, step out. Just try to take this girl out of
disrupt the rhythm.
rhythm.
Yeah. Well, she's kind of doing that right now. Yeah. Well, it's raining out pretty good, and that's another pop-up. Heads up.
That's good. Keep the game going.
The grounds crew is getting ready to put the tarp on the field. They're just waiting for the umpire's call. So Watterson with a 2-2 count. Another foul ball. She's hanging in there. I think Watterson's going to put one in the right center field gapper right here. It's a big hole for Watterson. And she goes down swinging. But a good at bat for Watterson nonetheless. And now Brennan. And Brennan has struck out and walked. And I got to be patient up there. And now Tegan Coyle's got to be very heads up here because the ball's been in the dirt quite a bit. So we got Brennan at the plate. We got Coyle at third and Gifford at second. On deck is Mullen.
Single should score two, I think.
A single, well, it depends.
Be a stretch,
it depends where. Center field, maybe not. Starting, like I said, it's been a steady.
Right field, I'd score. Left field, yeah, I give it a shot. She's deep.
Coach Fleming's pretty aggressive on these situations. I would venture to say that he's going to test the arm of an outfielder in all, especially with a wet ball. So Brennan has a 2-0 count. That's a hitter's count. So she can look for her pitch here.
She's got number two.
Right, and that's why you would do that.
She's having to wipe that ball an awful lot. Where they can't get her a towel or something.
Again, a really long swing by these Goffstown batters.
Contact.
Yeah. This is one where, I don't know Brennan's speed, but, got third baseman playing pretty deep, first baseman playing pretty deep. And that's going to be out of play. Foul
Into the umbrellas.
To umbrella man. And now it's a 2-2, a lot of twos. So if this was like a card game, you got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Goffstown has 2 runs, but you're in the 5th inning. And
2 men on.
Yeah, you got a lot of twos.
Might see a changeup.
I think they're going to throw the heater. And they do to second
Right through her.
base, and she makes the play, and that's the end of the inning. So Goffstown puts runners at second and third, but they're unable to deliver with two batters who with runners in scoring position. And Goffstown still trails 5-2 going to the top of the sixth inning with a steady drizzle. I would say it's probably not going to impact things if it stays this way.
So we got one hit that inning.
One hit. That was a bunt single by Coyle. And you got to think, in terms of how things have gone for Goffstown so far, they haven't gotten a whole lot from the bottom part of the order. Actually, they haven't gotten a whole lot from much of the order, to be honest with you. But
one ball out of the infield.
Right.
It's time maybe for a little gamesmanship on our part.
Like what?
Change the ball, get a dry ball here, a dry ball there,
Oof.
Again, there's no emotion out there.
No, they're flat, I'm telling you. Very, very flat.
This is when you have to really get a hold of the ball and throw it, because it's going to be wet, it's going to be full of dirt.
I hate to say it, but the best thing about this game so far has been the music. The music and the French fries and the fact that we're not in the rain.
Yeah.
So Leah Sarvella has done an excellent job with the music selection today. I think that she's appealing to all different tastes. The old guys and the millennial generation, all the same.
Struck out and flew out to shortstop. So we got 9-1-2. Not good.
Not only that, I pronounce her name right each time. I even pressed the button.
That's in there for a strike. And that hitter. So number 4, Annabelle Kosakovsky will head over to first, hit by pitch. This is tough for all, both pitchers. You're dealing with a wet ball.
I'm going to let this girl swing.
Nice pitch.
Is the strike zone going to get a little bigger with the raindrops?
Probably. Nice pitch by Baldiga. Took a little off that one.
I think they just won. It sounds like. Because I heard the horn just go. So
Yeah, that means it's the game's over.
game's going to be over.
Okay, a 1-2 count to number 8, Maddie Perderis. She's 2 for 3 today.
Yeah.
Double in the third and a single in her last at bat. Nice stop by Brennan.
She lost the grip on that
Yep,
ball.
2-2 count.
Dry the ball off when you get it back. Dry it off.
Nice way to hang in there by Perderis.
Butch, what did we talk about the other day? A little rosin bag here and there. Put on the hand.
Yeah. Why don't they allow them in softball?
I bought one last week.
Oh, okay.
Remember the pitcher for?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
She did have knock down.
In the dirt, good stop by Brennan. Catcher's had a good game today on both sides. Ball's wet. Seen a lot of the balls in the dirt. Here comes the payoff pitch for Baldiga. That's in the dirt
she's
too.
lost her
So
grip
she's
again.
yep. And you can tell by the fact that everything has been in the dirt.
Oh, yes, the tragedy. So I'm thinking we're seeing bunt. Take one and then bunt.
Bunt's not a bad play. Make us throw the ball. The ball's going to be wet, so you really got to make a good throw. Yeah.
Not only playing a very good pitcher against a good pitcher, playing against the elements.
I would say you're probably going to bunt down third base.
Batting number 3, Morgan Atwell.
So in this situation,
We should be short. Short should
Short needs
up.
to slide over, right, and she's to slide over to third. And see how Landry comes charging in from center field. You didn't see that because Butch Gifford didn't move the camera, but if you did, you would have seen Landry coming in hard to cover second base. I understand that. I'm just trying to show the effort, Butch. And now it doesn't matter on a bunt because we had an overthrow. Wild pitch, yep. Tough conditions for the pitchers right now. Seeing Bass have difficulty as well as Baldiga. And now we've got,
Equipment repair for
yep.
the catcher. One of the straps came out.
Timeout. Yeah.
I think you let this girl hit now.
Well, she's not. She's going to bunt.
Think so?
Yep, she's going to bunt. They're going to force the action here, which means that she might end up with no throw. She could end up at first base anyway. Load the bases up, but because think about it, Bill. I mean, you got 3-run lead. It's not like it's huge. So if you can pick up another run, all the better for insurance purposes. And
Yeah, the weather.
why not? Weather's kind of tough to grip the ball, and while I get that these hitters have all done fairly well.
That was a good roll with ball 3.
2 balls and 1 strike to the first baseman, Morgan Atwell. And that's in there for strike 2. Evens up the count.
Got her.
And that's a big strikeout for Baldiga. She desperately needed that one. Now let's see if they decide to walk. They're probably going to walk Bass here to load him up. Makes sense for the force out.
And that would bring up the number 4 hitter.
Batting number 12.
But they're not. It's a little surprising, you know? If you did it in the other inning, why wouldn't you do it now?
I sure wouldn't give her anything good to hit.
Well, I know that, but it's not always easy to to do that. In terms of, hey, don't give her anything good to hit. Sometimes you lay one over, right? Or you throw it in the dirt or something, you know? She went right after on that one, 2-1.
And I don't think she has the velocity she had earlier in the game.
There you go. Good pitch by Baldiga. That was one of her best pitches of the day.
This could be the biggest pitch of the game right here.
I agree.
Wild pitch.
So a run scores on a wild pitch. Bass is still in there with a 3-2 count. Runner advances to third, and St. Thomas jumps up to a 6-2 lead. And that is a walk. So Bass draws a walk. Let's see if they load the bases up again.
Yep.
And here we go again. Deja vu.
Number 14, Dillian Cortez. Now batting. Number 1, Cat Thor.
2 strikeouts and a single.
Yeah, I think she bunted, right? Or something like that, or?
I got her for a single there. Now.
Okay.
Not a bad move, not to maybe even a bunt here.
I would agree, but Mullen's playing really you gotta get the ball over, though. Mullen is playing, he's got to play in a little more. Especially, like, right, she's good where she's at, but since he shows bunt, she's got to charge.
You need to get in a ready position, too. They play four quarters.
I thought they played 2 halves.
2 halves, okay.
You see how Coyle's coming in, Watterson's in. They're all infield is totally in here. Play is home.
You got to move your center fielder a little bit.
3-1 count. You know, here you guys gotta bear down if you're Baldiga and just throw strikes. There you go.
Okay, full count. She's not going to keep the bat on the shoulder.
Now she's gonna swing away here. So we got 1 out with a 3-2 count.
Knock the ball down in the infield.
And she gives her up. So she gives up a walk to Tor. That brings in a run. That's the 7th run for St. Thomas. And in steps Kiki Raganisi, the catcher, who has got on base every time today. 2 errors and 1 single.
I'm struggling.
That one looked good from here, Bill, but and that ball is crushed, and that is Lendry goes to the and that's a double for Raganisi. So she has a single, a double, and she's done it really well today, the catcher. And that takes it to a 9-2 lead.
Now batting. Number 16, Olivia Faulkner.
This hasn't been a stellar effort, that's for sure.
So a very tough outing for Goffstown today. 9-2 in the top of the 6th inning. That was a double by Raganisi to almost clear all the bases. And that she slips that one.
She's lost her confidence.
Yep. Right.
And that's ball gets to the gap. And that's going to score another 2.
Oh, my God.
And now we're up to 11-2. So St. Thomas has teed off again here in the top of the 6th. And we're going to get a timeout by Coach Fleming.
Same runner.
So what do you do in this situation? Do you put another pitcher, or what do you do?
I think you got to let her finish.
Let her finish the game.
Yeah.
Audrey McMillan. Flex play.
Let's talk tacos while we're here. Tacos are going to be Thursday in Manchester, the taco tour. We've got this Thursday over 40 participating restaurants and other establishments. It's going to be a good one. The weather's going to be nice, 80 degrees, beautiful. What more can one ask for?
You're gonna eat a taco at every place? Is
No,
that
you
what
can't.
said?
Brad, you'd die if you tried doing that, Brad. That's like 80 tacos. 40 tacos. That's a lot. Strike one.
How does that work?
No. You just go to different establishments. It's $2, so bring a lot of singles. And, yeah, and it all goes to charity. And that ball is
Oh, my
hit
God.
to, oh, my goodness gracious.
Well, what do you do? She didn't touch it, but she should have played it. It's going to be an E.
Number 4, Annabelle Kozakowski.
You know, there are some days when you're on and there's some days when you're off. And this is one of those days when the Goffstown team is just a little bit off all around. In the dirt, that's going to bring in another run. And that's a 12-2 lead now.
No. 11. They didn't score, did they?
I thought they did. I thought someone just scored, no? Oh,
No.
I'm sorry. Maybe, well, one will score pretty. I'm sorry. So number 4, this is Kosakowski. Kosakowski? Say that 10 times fast. And that's in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Top of the 6th. We got, what, 6 runs in this inning?
Mm.
Yeah.
Just watch her.
So 2 tough innings for Goffstown. And that ball's hit to shortstop. And that's another good stop by Mullen, but that would have been another error. That ball's in the dirt. Rough day for Watterson.
Marie, Mandy, Meredith.
That's in there for a strike. So it looks like the lacrosse game is over for the boys. I'm not sure if they won or lost, but they're heading in. That ball was rocketed, and it gets
Oh,
past
my God.
Cervella. Those are really tough plays, Bill, you know, in the outfield because the grass is so wet. The ball skips.
I'm going to give her a single.
Yeah, I'd give her a single.
And then,
Second base.
yeah.
Number 3, Morgan Atwell.
Butch is putting on his rally cap for the bottom of the 6th when it comes around. Could be the greatest comeback ever. That's in there for a strike. Are they playing tonight? The Bruins are playing tonight.
Bruins, Celtics, and the Sox out
How about those Yankees, though? They're coming. They are on a roll, right? They've won like 8 or 9 in a row, right? Right, Bill?
Yeah,
They're only 2 games behind Boston, who was start. Yeah, they've.
Yeah, Gregorius leads the league in home runs.
Yeah, he's like a triple crown threat, right? I tell you, look at the American League East in baseball, though. Wow, great teams, right? I mean, Red Sox, Yankees, Toronto's playing pretty well. Tampa Bay came around. They've won like 8 out of the last 9.
I still think it's a 2-team race.
Hit to Watterson. She throws over. Gets the final out, but 8 runs scored by the Saints of St. Thomas, and kind of pretty much put this game away in that top of the 6th inning. I mean, I've seen miracles before, but this one would be this one would be a big miracle, like a Christmas miracle, Butch, to come back on this one. Which is not to say it can't happen, but it doesn't happen that often. That's all.
Yeah.
It's tough to fill those shoes.
Don't make mistakes.
I do some of them. In the corners.
So Bass is back out in the mound again. She already has struck out. 12. And Goffstown only has 2 hits. First batter's Mullen. Struck out twice.
Bringing up about time, number 10, Taylor Mullen.
Okay, rally.
First pitch is a ball low. Strike right down there. She hasn't lost any speed at all.
No.
Now she's cruising too.
Well, now, yeah, you spotted a 11 run lead. Ooh, that one looked good.
Two balls and 1 strike. Yep, good pitch.
I'll tell you, today is a raw day, man. Really, it's cold and rainy, and they say tomorrow's going to be like, what, Wednesday, like 80, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can have like a 30-degree swing. That's high, and it's full count to Mullen.
Now we look at this again. Take the bat off the shoulder. You don't want to go down with the bat on your shoulder. Right at you.
And there you go.
Good
Nice
job.
piece of hitting by Mullen. See, that was the thing. I thought on that one, I thought she shortened up the swing, right?
She went
Swung
with the
a little,
pitch.
right? She went with it. She was a little late, but she went with it, and that was like a perfect piece of hitting.
Number 16, Bea Cervella.
Cervella's struck out once, got on base and balls and scored.
But Say is another one. She kind of has a little bit of a long swing. She got to shorten it up. Just get the bat on it. She pulled back.
I almost didn't think she was going to pull the bat back.
The other thing too is that like Saya, like she's here, and then when
Yeah.
it takes a while to bring it here to load.
Oh, I heard that groan from over there again.
So you got the left fielder playing deep, center and right fielder are in.
Now what do you do? Let her pitch a strike right to you.
Yeah.
Does Matt let her swing away here?
No,
No?
I wouldn't think so. Okay. Now you're on your own.
Well, she was looking to bunt the whole way. She's going to bunt again, I think, where her hands are. I can see that just from the grip of how she's gripping the bat, she's going to bunt.
Boy, look at the left fielder come way in.
Yeah. So again, you got to shorten up your swing here. Oh, I don't know about that one. That looked like it was high and outside, but it's rainy, it's cold, and the umpire wants a clam chowder for dinner or something. But so Emily Peterson steps up with a runner at first and one out.
Emily struck out, and then she got on an error and scored.
Long swing. Got to talk to our hitting coach today after this one. That's Mr. Pete, right? He's the hitting coach. That's another. I mean, these are too long of swings, you know. This is the same thing that happens to guys in the playoffs. They get a pitcher who can pitch, and the long swings you can't make contact. I will say though, this kid's a freshman though.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of skills. She's gonna develop. Peterson here. Now Peterson, is that Seinfeld Peterson catalog or something? No, wasn't that? Where did Elaine work again? Strikeout for Bass? Wasn't that the Peterson? No. Am I wrong? Peterson? Baldiga steps to the plate. How's she done today, Bill?
Baldiga struck out and then got on a catcher's error after the strikeout.
Oh, another one.
Umpire took another one?
No, the catcher took it on that one. So Mullen is at first. So Mullen only had about the third hit of the game for Goffstown.
Second.
Because I've got Gifford with a single up the middle, Coyle with a bunt single, and then Mullen with a single through near second base. So that's all. I'm aware of 3 hits.
Mm-hmm.
It's the law firm of Gifford, Coyle, and Mullen. Although justice was not served today, that's for sure. Man, Bass looked good on that one. 0-2.
She's just getting stronger out there. Especially now that the rain is stopped.
Still cold, though. I think they did that intentionally, I think. Seems like it. It's weird.
Yep.
So is there a big Bruins party, Bob, at the house tonight?
Just gonna sit and watch.
Yeah. All right. And we haven't been running. Why?
Well, you and Matt like this.
And that'll do it.
You know, this Bass, she could be player of the year. The way if she keeps this up.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you think about it. I mean, with the exception of that first inning where Goffstown plated some runs.
Yeah. With
10-run rule. Yeah. The game is over.
Well, not much to say.
And that was probably a good thing because this is the way this thing was going.
St. Thomas Aquinas 13, Goffstown Grizzlies 2.
So this is the toughest loss for Goffstown of the season, a young season. I've not been to some of their away games. So this was a very, very tough loss for Goffstown. And I'll tell you, yes, they came across a buzzsaw in terms of Abby Bass as a pitcher. But the one thing that I have to say, Bill, that I did not like from Goffstown's perspective is their body language, just their attitude was not the greatest.
Yeah, you got to play in cold weather. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
what game it is,
weather is not really weather's really not the really issue. I just didn't see any fire in their belly or spunk or
no
nobody
cheering.
Lifting each other up.
No cheering,
right.
nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
So this one is a toughie, for Goffstown. So with that, they're playing. Who are they playing on Friday? Do we know? Co Brown, and Co Brown will be a decent team.
Yeah.
And then they're coming, Manchester West, I think, on Friday?
No.
Portsmouth.
Portsmouth.
Away on
Yeah.
Friday. So, all right. So with
That's
that,
it.
we're good, and we'll
Go warm up.
warm up, and don't forget the taco tour, Bill, on Thursday. All right. Take care.
Have
Bye-bye.
a good night.